Hi everyone, Helen here from Helen Kirkham Crafts and welcome to my craft channel. Recently I was on Creating Craft and I showed using the Scan and Cut SDX how to create a card shape using one of the stored images on the machine. I've had a few people message me and ask how I created the larger sizes and all the pieces to go with it. So I'm going to show you quick and easy now how you can make these for yourself at home. You select the pattern section. You then go into the stored images, and once you go into that, go into celebration section, and a couple of pages down you will find the Pram. So you're just going to select that, and what you'll see is you get the option to bring all the pieces on individually or all of the pieces as one image together. What I'm going to do is select the all images together. So I select that and say OK. Then I set that to my mat. It's important here, I've brought all of those images on just as one stored image. You can see there by the one red box, it's one image rather than several. I'm going to go to the resize button and I'm going to resize all of these images together. It's important not to ungroup at this point because you want to make sure that the images are going to fit perfectly once you've cut them out of the individual pieces of card. So now I'm going to say OK. And what I'm going to do is now ungroup them. So what you'll see is one red square becomes several red squares. And then I can move the individual images off. The bow and the top of the Pram will be cut out of pink. And I move those off individually. Then I need a set of wheels, but I need two sets of wheels. So I'm going to select that, go to Object Edit and go to Duplicate. Select two on my mat. One that will be cut out of pink and one that in a moment I'm going to be welding with the top of the Pram here to create a new image. So I say OK and go to my select boxes. I'm going to click on that and I'm going to select the wheels and the Pram together. And then I'm going to go into Object Edit and I'm going to weld those images together. What you'll see is when you're grouping, it's a circle and a triangle. When you're welding, it's a circle and a triangle welded together. It will ask you if you're happy to do this. You're going to say yes, because this doesn't affect anything but that image on your mat now. So I'll say OK. Then I'm going to duplicate this 3 times. Again, I select the number 3. And I get 3 of the welded image on my page. One I'm going to keep there to cut out of white card to be the top of my card, the front, if you will. And then these 2 Prams are going to weld together to create the card shape. First of all, I must rotate it twice round and then go to flip and flip it as well. And then just slightly overlap one Pram over the other so that there's a piece for it to weld together. Again, like what I did with the Pram and the wheels, I need to select both items to weld them together. So I'm going to select both on my mat, say OK, then go back to Object Edit and do Weld. Again, so we can create a new image whilst still having this one Pram here to be the front of the card. I'm going to say OK because I'm happy that that's done that. And now I have my Pram. I have the front of the card as well and all the detail pieces to create the Pram that you saw on the show. Or if you didn't see on the show, that you will see at the end of this video. Then what I'm going to do, I have an option of cutting them all because we've got the scan and cut option of the scanning option of our scan and cut. I could put all the pieces of card I need on and cut them all at once, or I could save these images to my memory of the scan and cut or onto a USB if I prefer, and then go in and individually cut the pieces I want to do. So I've saved that now and that exists as an image on my machine if I want to reproduce this card later. But what I would do is I would just put the white card and the pink card on my mat at the same time, scan that in, move the pieces to there and then select cut and cut those pieces out. Nice and simple, very quick. There we have, out of the white card, I've got my card base. Again, out of white card, I then have the front of my card. And then out of pink, I've got all the individual pieces that I cut out with the bow the metal part of the pram, I don't know, that holds up the sort of hood, and then the wheels. And then what I've done is gone in and cut one more image, the same as that white base, to get the polka dot hood. But obviously I only want the hood part to be polka dot, so I'm just going to bring in my trimmer and I'm just going to cut off the top of the hood to create just the polka dot part so I can see that through. So there you go, just on my trimmer, slice that down to get the top of the hood and get rid of that as waste. And then I would glue that into place. But first of all, I'm just going to fold down my card blank. So I have my card blank there. Might want to use a scoreboard, might be a bit easier than just your fingers. But as I say, then I would glue the hood onto the front of my card, like so. And then I would go in and get the individual pieces. The pink wheels would go on. Then the little metal part over the top of the hood that helps it come up and down on the pram. And then finally my bow. And what I would do is I would glue all of those into place and then glue that onto the front of the card. And there we have our own pram made very quickly and simply on the Scan and Cut. So what I've done here is I've got the full complete image. I've done some decoration by putting some polka dot piece sort of lines on the bow and things, then also added my pearls. And you'll see here, that's why we want to do the front of the card, because when you weld two images together, you do lose a top part of the image. So that's why it's important to have the front of that card there. And then if I wanted to resize to make it bigger, I absolutely can. Same way, bring all those images on, resize them together and then separate them. And again, the same thing if I wanted to make it smaller. Bring all the images on, resize them and then separate them. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you found this useful and it gives you a chance to be able to make your own card-shaped pram if you want to. And remember, there's lots of stored images on the Scan and Cut that you can do this same technique with. Thanks again for watching. Bye-bye.